time, like there wasn't too many spawns. I did at least 5 or 6.
Hey everybody, or Swordman Rin, how's it going? I am in the PTS. I just muted myself in Discord because they were in the midst of a conversation, so I don't want to cut them off or interrupt them. But I am live in the PTS. I've taken care of some of the boring stuff. I did that this afternoon when I got off work. So basically, I downloaded it, I spawned in. I got the gear stuff that I wanted to start messing with. I played in the range with some of the stuff. So what I'm starting with is I'm curious more than anything else. Is I want to try out Baker's Dozen with 2 of the new gear pieces on an all red DPS build, basically. So the way that I've put this together, I'm running a Baker's Dozen and one of the new named shotguns. There's 2 of them. There's 3 shotguns. There's 2 named and 1 exotic. The first named one is a Super 90. It's called Like Glue. I haven't changed any of the attributes on it yet. Let's do that right now. I'm going to change this to damage to targets out of cover. So its talent is called Perfect Brazen. You get plus 1% amplified damage on the next shot with the weapon for each pellet that hits the target if at least 4 pellets hit. Testing in the range, short range with this gun, I think the ammunition has 8 pellets, so it's potentially 2 plus 2% amplified for, and I don't know how long this. I don't know if it's just for the next shot. I don't know. I don't know enough about it, but there's definitely some amplified damage that's going on with this. The way I've got it modified is for reload speed and weapon handling, which is, again, is basically reload speed. The Super 90 is nice and fast shooting, but you're putting it into the tube one at a time, so it tends to have a fairly long reload. Hey, Garrick. And then I'm running a Baker's Dozen. It also has damage to targets out of cover. It is optimized, and what I did when I started this is I bought a whole bunch of the caches and popped myself up artificially to expertise 26 while I'm in here in the PTS. So if I pop over here to expertise, you can see I'm currently at expertise 26. There were 3 shotguns. There were a couple of I think it was backpacks and gloves and knee. I don't remember everything, but it was the new gear pieces plus the names, basically. So I did that with the mats that the PTS gives you. I don't get to keep it. Once, basically, the way the PTS works is they take a snapshot of your character before you enter. You do whatever it is that you're doing. When the PTS is over, they revert you back to your snapshot, basically. So you don't gain any benefit, and it doesn't cost anything. So that's kind of what I did. Is I got everything up, well, the ones that I'm going to play with, I got these weapons up to expertise 26 just to see their max potential. I am currently at expertise 25, so it shouldn't take me too long in the new season when it goes live to take care of that. It basically a Warlords of New York a watch mule run, and I'll have everything up to that point. Then it's just a matter of gathering the materials to take my favorite weapons up to 26. So anyway, where I went with this is I played around with some of the stuff in the range. I'll keep my conclusions to myself at this point. There were some gear that I really liked and some not so much. And what intrigued me, though, is the potential for a red DPS rifle build. So what I would typically run as a red DPS build if I was running a rifle is coyotes, 3 pieces of Providence with the backpack and the chest. So I'm going to run Vigilance. I'm going to run Perfect Glass Cannon. And then a piece of Grupo, Contractors, and Fox's Prayer. That would kind of be the standard that I would run in a case like this. I wanted to try out the new gear piece, and I don't know how to pronounce that. A lot of the guys in the channel are just calling it Zoo. Zwia Dauka, maybe? I don't know. That's my best guess. I just muted and deafened myself, guys, to start off the stream, just to not
Oh,
bore you guys to tears.
yeah. Do
If
you
you
want
if
us?
you want,
Yeah,
we'll pop into a different group.
Okay.
yeah. Whatever's.
Actually, you know what?
Yeah, we can do that.
I'll pop myself down
That's
into
cool.
the video recording one, and if you guys want to join me, let me know.
Yeah, we'll watch.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, I don't have the PTS, so but I am watching you on stream.
Awesome. All right. I'll catch you guys in a bit.
Cool.
Okay.
Okay, brother.
Alrighty. So Zwia Dauka, or we're just going to say Zoo for now. So this is the mask. Now, what the the brand set gives you is it gives you additional magazine size for one piece and 20% additional rifle damage for the two piece. I'm running crit chance, crit damage, and a crit damage mod on it. I'm running a Cheska backpack. I wanted Cheska Grupo combination instead of going fully in on Providence. I could actually swap this out for... Actually, let's do that because that'll be a closer test. If I run the gift, I get the additional 10% crit chance, and this one is can be converted to what we're running on the other one. So we're going to run this one. I'm going to change headshot damage to crit chance. And then we're going to put in a crit damage mod. Again, I was kind of doing this on the fly earlier, taking a wild guess at what was going to work best. So we're running two pieces of Providence, which is basically the same as running one piece of Providence, one piece of Cheska. So we're now running the gift, which gives us perfect vigilance. I could run that Cheska piece with vigilance. Really, the only difference between the perfect version of vigilance and the regular version is this time. It increases weapon damage by 25% in both cases. Taking damage disables the buff for 3 seconds with perfect and 4 seconds for regular. So that's the only difference between them. So if you don't have the gift and you want to basically have the same buffs, a Cheska backpack with vigilance is very close. So that's what we went with in this piece. I'm running the sacrifice, which gives me perfect glass cannon. I deal an additional amplified 30% damage, but all damage I take is amplified by 60%. So there will be some play from behind that little shield for exactly that reason. And I have yet to decide which. I'm going to stick with the. I've got the 3.4 zoom crit chance scope on the rifle currently. We'll see how this works. So running the sacrifice, again, it is double crit with a crit chance mod. I don't have a 6 on this character currently, so I'm very close to max crit chance on this build. I'm 0.1 away from being at max. Second piece of the Zoo gear set is this one, and I forgot to change this one as well. We are going to change this second one to crit damage. So with the named one, the Eagle's Grasp, it doesn't give you a talent because obviously gloves don't have a talent. What it does give you is 15% weapon handling, which helps your reload speed, your accuracy, and stability. And then I rolled on crit damage. So we've got an additional 15% mag size and an additional 20% rifle size. And then the last two pieces, let's see if I can, what do I need? I need flags. Give me 1 sec. I'm just making this as perfect as possible just to see what the potential is. And I think we need 40 flags is what I saw. The advantage of the PTS is you've got all of the crafting materials you need to do stuff like this. Who pays attention to reality, Derek? I mean, come on. All right, so double crit weapon damage Grupo piece. The reason for the Grupo choice here is the extra 15% crit damage. I was just leaning into crit chance and crit damage. And then the last piece is Fox's Prayer because they're overlords, so I get an additional 10% rifle damage. And this one is damage to targets out of cover and crit damage. So that's the build in a nutshell. Stats on the weapon. It's dealing nearly 600K weapon damage. I'm at 59.9% crit chance and 173% crit damage. So this should hit quite hard, and 110% headshot damage. So perfect shots with this would be obviously headshot crits. You know, it's going to be max damage. So, but it is a risky build insofar as I've got glass cannon on here. So what I'm running in this case is the small shield so that I can still use the rifle, and the revive hive. Secondary, like I said earlier, is the light glue, and the third one is the TDI card custom, because that does give me an extra skill tier. So if I'm finding myself in a position where I need the shield, I can equip the TDI card custom for the extra skill tier. It just increases the hardness of the paper mache shield. So basically the shield is there for two reasons. One is the shield will take damage so that I do not, so that I keep vigilance procced. But this is basically a cover, play from cover kind of build. It's not a run and gun build. So I think my world is on challenging. We're going to leave it there for now because I don't know how this plays. So we will try it from there. And we're going to start we're going to start on my favorite mission, which is Lincoln Memorial, and just see how it plays. I forgot to mention what the third piece of the zoo gear set is. Hollywood is on. So just for shits and giggles. So you can see I've actually got 18 rounds on a Baker's, or 22 rounds on a Baker's dozen. Nice thing about the Baker's dozen is when you miss it, there's no serious penalty because you don't lose the rounds. So yes, Hollywood is on. We're going to run the mission first time through on challenging, and then if I'm comfortable with the build, we'll try it on heroic.
We need you to secure the memorial and remove the True Sons forces. They maintain this outpost. True Sons will be direct threat to the campus.
Removed hostile protection.
Got a visual on additional hostiles in the memorial compound.
So yeah, I think we
Moving
probably
south.
should have bumped
There's
this
a
up to
gate between
heroic.
you. It looks closed from here.
Agent.
So I'm not
find a
doing
way to open
anything to
that gate.
proc the explosions other than just shooting at them.
Hostile protection restored.
So what I'm going to do is we will have a look at the total damage that I've done by the time this is over. I'll take a screenshot just so that we can compare numbers, time, etc., etc. And then I'll put on a standard old school red rifle build.
detected. Agent out of action.
Shooting the shit out of that post. Just because I don't have a hive currently. So I'm hitting 1.5 million shots here. That's the last number I saw.
All clear. I repeat, the compound is all clear.
No, that can't be all of them. Check the interior while I get Henry's people to maintain the perimeter.
Yeah, I'm definitely an AR kind of guy. I like rapid fire. I like holding the mouse key down, not bashing on it, because I tend to get kind of aggressive with it. I don't know if you can hear it or not. I've worn out mice before for that exact reason.
That's a good spot for a party.
Damn it. The Truces have turned the memorial into a base. There's an area beneath you with increased security.
So that
I
was the
can't
new
access data on
shotgun
this
that I just
location.
pulled out. That was
Stay alert.
the glue.
I don't know what you're walking into.
Really don't need to be checking this. It's habit. I'm not going to worry about these two guys.
Careful with those rounds. You want to kill everybody in here? You hear that? Fuck this noise. I'm not dying to help with the ammo count.
DC-62 detected.
Heads up. Isaac just ID'd those shells as chemical weapons. We can't afford to let the True Sons escape with those. You gotta find a way to close up that tunnel.
Yeah, it's doing a lot. I think this is a... I don't know if it's going to replace the meta, but it's certainly a nice combination. Now, mind you, like I said at the start of this, that is with the weapon on expertise 26, so there is that. It's 26% more damage. And I am not playing very aggressively. You guys can probably see that from the gameplay. For exactly this
Immediate
reason.
medical assistance needed.
That incoming extra damage hurts. So what are we at for damage numbers? Yeah, headshot crits are 2.15 million. Body crits are 1.3-ish. 1.5. So it hits quite hard. And an okay rate of fire. And I will be the first to admit, playing a rifle build for the first time in almost forever, I am a little out of my element.
According to the schematics Isaac pulled upstairs, we can lock that tunnel door from their control center. That should keep them from being able to transport those mortars loaded with DC-62.
Removed hostile protection. Heavy ammunition detected.
Yeah, rifle builds solo are not as easy to play. What I'm curious about is how hard does the TAC 50 hit. So I'm going to take a shot with it when we
That
first
should
pop
keep
through
them
the
from
door.
getting more of those mortars.
You think closing the tunnel is smart? Fuck you! You lock yourself in with us. I'll make sure you rot down here.
Detected. Heavy ammunition.
I'd say it hits pretty hard.
Let's stop him here.
Heavy ammunition detected. Hostile protection restored.
Good work. Go on and head back up. The team from the campus is taking position inside the memorial.
Oh, that was spectacular.
If you hadn't stopped
God
them,
bless Hollywood.
I know they would have used those weapons on us, and we would have ended up like Castle. I can't tell you how relieved I am to have you on our side. Thank you. Today, we dealt a great blow to the True Sons
All right, so
infrastructure.
that was with this
We
build.
confiscated a
Let's
massive
see what the
cache of
score
chemical
was,
weapons
and I
and
only took
eliminated
my
the stronghold
my
near the campus. You should be
specialization
proud. You saved a lot
shots
of lives
in the
today.
final room, so I'm only going to do that on the next one as well. So a little over 1 billion damage, 13 minutes and 22 seconds. Now that's on challenging. Accuracy for a rifle that's not good. So let's see what the percentage of headshot kills were. We get 20 out of 79, which again is not a great percentage. All right, so do I have all the pieces here with me? I do not. All right, so we're going to run back to the base of operations and put together a basic bog standard DPS build just to see how this compares directly to it. I mean, it's not a direct comparison, but you get where I'm going with it. We're going to run the same mission with the same overall general parameters. Yeah, let's see if I can get a screenshot of that. Okay, done. So go with the crit damage ones. So I'll replace that. With that. So we're losing a crit chance roll by doing that. This gives me weapon. No, we're not. We're losing weapon handling is what we're losing out on in this particular case. So we're losing some inherent weapon handling and gaining damage to armor. Those stay the same. Those stay the same. That, and that stay the same. We are going to run coyotes. So the stats should be very close. 59.97. Yeah, so these are basically identical stats. Again, we've lost some weapon handling. We've lost some weapon damage overall. We were at 586, I think. We're down to 546. These numbers are virtually the same. In fact, I think they're identical. But we've lost some weapon damage. We've lost some weapon handling. We've gained damage to armor. And the coyotes buff. So in theory, where I'm basically playing this from longer range, we're going to be max crit chance, and we will be at 183 crit damage, and sometimes we will be at 200-ish, 198, if my math is right. So it'll be really interesting to see how this compares when we finish it. I'm not changing anything else with the build. Everything else is going to stay the same. I killed one enemy with a shotgun. I killed numerous enemies in the final room with the specialization rifle, the TAC-50. So I'll try and do that as well, so it's as similar as possible. And then I'm just going to clear all this out. I'm not really looking to keep any of this stuff because, again, it's just a PTS. But I will do what I always do and check, not expertise, but library, and just see if there's any attributes here, and then deconstruct everything. 25 of them. Come on, Rex. Let's see if my Gazintus is right. So we're at 173 and 25. Yeah, 198. All I'm doing is taking that to 175, adding a quarter, subtracting the 2. So that's how I did that in my head. But yeah, we will see. So round 2, without any of the new gear sets, we're still using the Baker's Dozen. We are still using the like glue. And oh, I've got a little tiny bit of water here. I'm starting to get a little dry. All right, so off we go again. I'm probably going to switch up the missions that we do. I am going to have a look at the new gear set at some point. I don't have high hopes for it. I don't think the buff is going to be up longer for the 4-piece, or long enough.
We need you to secure the memorial and remove the True Sons forces. They maintain its outpost. True Sons will be direct to the campus.
Hostile protection now removed.
Got a visual on additional hostiles in
So,
the memorial
in
compound.
theory,
They're
I
moving
should be
south.
hitting
There's a
the
gate between you. It looks close
purples and
from
elites
here.
harder and the names
You'll need to find a way to open
with the
that gate.
damage to armor multiplier. But I won't be hitting the reds as hard because they're health only. See if I can do this next room without catching myself on fire from a grenade and getting dropped. So the ammo bonus is 2 from that gear set. That was the other thing. So I'm down 2 rounds. I'm down a bunch of weapon handling.
All clear. I repeat, the compound is all clear.
That went a little
That
smoother.
can't be all of them. Check the interior while I get Henry's people to maintain the perimeter.
Rex, I understand. I don't think I can flash it up in screen here, but I've got I don't know how well I can show this. Where the hell is it? Can't find it. Anyway, I don't want to brag or anything, but I can forget what I'm doing while I'm doing it. So I'll be honest, the two-piece bonus of this particular brand set, the Zoo, I don't know how to pronounce it correctly, is intriguing. The amplified damage on the shotgun is intriguing. There's an awful lot in here that seems to me like it's aimed at PvP. And then I took the last guy out here the last time with the shotty.
Damn it. The True Sons have turned the memorial into a base. There's an area beneath you with increased security. Isaac can't access data on this location.
So if
Stay
you're
alert.
just tuning
Never know
in,
what you're walking into.
I'm using the Like Glue, which is the new one of the let's try that in English. Two new named shotguns. This one's a Super 90. They both have the same talent. It's perfect brazen. It gives 1% amplified damage on the next shot to the weapon for each pellet that hits the target, if at least 4 pellets hit. So I don't know how to see how well it's procced. Yep. Yep. Yeah, that's my thoughts as well, Rex. I don't like PvP. The other named shotgun is it's an M870 base. It's called the Thorn. It's got the same same talent. And it's like I said, it's an M870 based. And then the other one that I'm running is just a baker's dozen. So this is sort of the... Probably should have done this run first. This would be your... and again, me standing there talking about the builds. Oh, trash bag. Slows the run down, but this is my control run with a standard DPS build versus what I was getting in the other one. I like the feel of the other one better. The rifle was more accurate. So I think this run time-wise should be on par with the other one because there's no point in me looting because I've already been through everywhere.
You hear that? Fuck this noise. I'm not dying to help with the ammo count.
DC-62 detected.
Heads up. Isaac just ID'd those shells as chemical weapons. We can't afford to let the True Sons escape with those. You gotta find a way to close up that tunnel.
Removed hostile protection.
He runs up laughing at me and then shoots the barrel that he's standing beside. That was awesome.
Good as new.
According to the schematics Isaac pulled upstairs, we can lock that tunnel door from the control center. That should keep them from being able to transport those mortars loaded with DC-62.
God, I'm missing every shot through the... Poor positioning.
That should keep them from getting more of those
All
mortars.
right, let's watch the pretty explosion.
Heavy ammunition detected.
I'm gonna need a new vest.
Detected. Heavy ammunition. Hostile restored protection.
Good work. Go on and head back up. The team from the campus has taken position inside the memorial.
Okay, that's the best line ever, Rex. I love that.
Those weapons on us, and we would have ended up like Castle. I can't tell you how relieved I am to have you on our side. Thank you. Today, we dealt a great blow to the True Sun's infrastructure. We
Okay, it was
confiscated a massive cache of chemical
1.06 or
weapons and eliminated
1.08
a
million on
stronghold
the
near
last
campus.
run.
You should be proud. You saved a lot of lives today.
Nowhere near the same damage. Not even remotely close. That had to have been an anomaly. There's 78 kills, 58% accuracy. So the kills and the accuracy are by and large the same. The damage difference, though, is 675 million in the difference. That can't be right. Yeah, let's find out. Last time it was 1009 with 79 kills, 55% accuracy, according to the screenshot that I took. Hang on. Here we go. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Let's have a look at that one. Yeah, this time I only got I got 19 headshot kills. The From a feel perspective, the other build feels better because of the inherent additional accuracy and stability, even though my accuracy was better this time around. So I think it's certainly a viable alternative, and it's the same basic build. It's just two different pieces. So it is the mask and it is the gloves, because I wanted the named gloves. Don't know. Yeah, I agree. So, I don't know. The extra accuracy and stability were certainly nice. Let's just have a look at the gun itself. So, we're at about 90% here. We're slightly better than 50% here on this build with a 2.4 second reload. So we've lost that kind of a gap. So from my perspective, looking at it from here, it looks like about a millimeter in the difference. I don't know what the actual percentage is. And I've lost 0.3 seconds on the reload time. Roger that, Rex. If you're in and you want to run together, I'm around when you get home. So, kind of 6 of one, half dozen of another, so to speak. Just depends on what you need out of a build, but there's certainly it is viable. It's giving you additional mag size, additional rifle damage, and the additional weapon handling was coming from the named piece here with the 15% weapon handling. But it is nice having the additional rifle damage in here and the additional mag size. So, yeah. So let's head back to the House of White and figure out what we're going to do next from a gear perspective. Yeah, you don't want me to scream like a goat. That would frighten everybody. I know what I forgot to do. I forgot to throw my phone up on the stream. There we go. I just find it easier to look at the... Give me 1 second. There's going to be some camera shake when I do this. Hang on. I find it easier to read the messages on my phone, and plus, I end up, when I'm reading it, it looks like I'm looking in the camera because they're mounted on the same tripod. I shouldn't have claimed that, because I don't think I get to keep it if I do it from in here. Yeah. I don't think now I'll leave it in my inventory. Yeah, heck with it. It's not a great ton of resources. So, we are going to get rid of what we have in my inventory. I tend not to worry about what I collect in here because I really truly don't think I get to keep any of it when I go back to my main account when I'm not in the PTS. So it's just as good to just mess about with what's actually here and go from there. The only thing I think I do get to keep is this because these are actual watch levels. So next thing on my list to try out is the new gear set, which is Breaking Point. So again, this is leaning into marksman rifle and rifles. This gives you 25% additional rifle damage. With 3-piece, you get extra headshot damage and extra weapon handling, and then 4-piece gives you on point. And this is what I held off on commenting later. I think this is not going to be terribly useful in the game itself. So, but we shall see. Hitting a shot with a rifle or a marksman rifle grants a stack. Max stacks is equal to the weapon's magazine size. So if I run the 2-piece of the new gear set, that's going to be 22. So my max stacks should be 22. I think it grows with the current magazine size. Reloading will grant plus 2% weapon handling and plus 2% weapon damage per stack for 10 seconds. So that should be 44% weapon handling and 44% weapon damage as a bonus after that. No stacks are required while the bonuses are active, so you don't gain anything for that 10 seconds while these are active. The timer running out will refill your magazine. Switching weapons while the bonuses are active will stop the effect and refill your magazine. Switching weapons while the bonuses are not active will remove all stacks and refill your magazine. So we'll see. We're going to try the 4-piece, and I think yeah, there it is. We're going to use the 4 that are not the gloves and the mask. And I think on this one, I'm going to lean everything into headshot damage. And we'll do a bit of a headhunter check with this. So with this one, we're going to re-roll that to headshot damage. Oops, one too many. And I am going to equip a marksman rifle as my secondary. Oh.
Press space to start.
That is my first
Press
major
escape to
glitch. So if someone could keep score, that's 1 delta in the PTS. Which is not bad for a PTS. And while I'm waiting for this to come back, I'm going to run and fill up my water bottle, so I will be right back. All right, I'm back, and it looks like the game's ready to boot back in, so. That's true. I had a thought while I was filling up my water bottle. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play it with my first impulse, and then I'm going to play it basically load up my headshot build, which has the chain killer chest piece, and then swap out the hotshot pieces for the new gear set, and just see how that plays as a comparison. So I think we did that one. No, it didn't. Let's see how far back I got to go. So that was the last one that I actually took.
Well, I wouldn't eat a horse, but I could definitely eat some venison.
Like I said, I'm going full in on the headshot damage. Why do I have that? Okay, so we want that one, and we want, I think I've got something here with determined on it. So we'll go with the M700. This one I'm going to run with a headshot damage scope, but do I want to change that to? I don't think so. We're just going to change scopes. So I'm going to run this one with the hollow sight. Not leaning into crit chance at all. I'm just going to go for stability is already pretty decent. The accuracy is not too bad. So we're going to go with reload speed. LPVO. What? I don't... Last player volunteer opposition? And this one, we are going to go with a longer range scope. Okay, so why not the bigger ones? They're reusable without ads. What I'm doing is I'm going to go the rifle with the big scope, and I'm going to put on the digital scope on this one. That's basically, so this is going to be short range, this is going to be long range, is basically the way I'm setting it up, if that is what your question is. Low power variable optic, CQBSS. Yeah. I don't think I need the additional headshot, and this is just me. For ads, when I'm taking quick shots, I prefer not having a zoomed in scope, and that is just me. So let's run down to the range real quick, and I'll show you what I mean. And I'll actually show you, I'm going to do the next one on, actually, you know what? I am going to go to an aimable scope, or a zoomable scope, just to show you this real quick. This is what I, no, wrong gun. This is what I prefer. This is just me personally for my shorter range stuff. So it seems to be doing plenty of damage. And then for my long range shots, with the option of a big zoom. I just find that at short range, it's much more difficult to get those quick shots off. That's just me. Which the little one? No, it does not. It will zoom slightly, but it doesn't actually go into a full-on scope reticle view. But one advantage you have with this is notice the wings turn red when you come on the target, so that does help you a little bit with knowing if you're in, you know, you're lined up with your target or not. CQBSS forces you into scope right away. It's not variable. As soon as you come up, it's zoomed, and there's no way to change it. Figure we can definitely chain kill with this if we need it to. So it's taking down veterans, no problem at all. So let's proc it with that. No. But I prefer the quick aiming ability of a non-zoomable scope. So what we're going to do is go back, or sorry, a non-zoomed scope. That's what I meant to say. So that's on elites. Now, the other variation of this that I'm interested in actually trying out, this gives us mag size and rifle damage. What if we did this? Get rid of the, one thing I didn't look at is what the backpack and chest are giving us. So the backpack takes the weapon damage bonus from 2% to 3%. Okay, so it that quickly adds up. And this one is increases on point bonuses timer to 15 seconds. So we're only losing 5.5 seconds if we do this, if we throw the chain killer on here. Headshot damage. That I think is the best. That's the backpack. And we want the weapon handling, so we're going to go to this. So, similar setup to my usual sniping build. I wanted to keep the named gloves in here because that does give us additional magazine size, which should help the bonus or the gear set. And it gives us additional weapon handling. So this should chain kill. And if I switch over to this one, it should keep determined. Probably, yeah, it does. And that should give us a big weapon bonus. So, yeah, that was a 21 million headshot. It's not a big bonus, but it is a bonus. So anyway, where I'm going with this is if you want to improve your headshots, there's a couple ways to do it. The recommended way by Hutchler is actually to do this mission or your favorite mission on hard and try to only hit headshots with a rifle. So I am going to put a higher magnification scope on here.
Fuck you! You locked yourself in with us.
Now the reason for hard, it's more punishing. What I mean by that, if, for example, if I hit a neck shot, not a headshot, with this, I'm probably going to kill the target. And what we're going to do is we're going to look at the end of the mission, our total headshot kills versus our total kills. And in a perfect mission, they're equal to each other, which means that every shot was a headshot, basically. And I am only going to use the rifle because it does not have determined. So this will not be as quick because it's going to be more deliberate shooting.
Hostiles.
We need you to secure the memorial and remove the True Sons forces. If they maintain this outpost, the True Sons will be a direct threat to the campus.
Got a visual on additional hostiles in the memorial compound. They're moving south. There's a gate between you. It looks closed from here.
Agent, you'll need to find a way to open that gate.
I wasn't really paying attention to the buffs. So I'm not certain how often the new talent from the gear set was active.
Fuck! He's hit!
Where did the other one go? That's not good.
Mine now.
That's why I don't like it.
Capacitated target.
Big scope limits your utility. Fuck's sake.
Reloading here. I'm coming for you.
Right on, Garrick. I will assume that you're on your way home, and I will catch you when you get there.
All clear. I repeat, the compound is all clear.
No, that can't be all of them. Check the interior while I get Henry's people to maintain the perimeter.
Now, like I said, the only reason I would play this on hard is just for exactly my point earlier, is actual headshot practice, which I'm very out of practice. That's not good. That's not a headshot.
Hey, Agent, I see you.
Wasn't a headshot.
Damn it. The Trusons have turned the memorial into a base. There's an area beneath you with increased security. Isaac can't access data on this location. Stay alert. I don't know what you're walking into.
Didn't even look to see what the stats were on this. So 587. And I think I don't recall what it was on the first build. Very low crit chance, crit damage, but we're at 260 260 headshot damage on the secondary. We are at 311, and on the Regulus we're at 250.
You hear that? Fuck this noise. I'm not dying to help with the ammo count.
DC-62 detected.
Heads up. Isaac just ID'd those shells as chemical weapons. Can't afford to let the Trusons escape with those. You gotta find a way to close up that tunnel.
Set up a turret.
fuck's sake. So the build is, the problem I'm running into is one of more mouse than anything else, because of where I've got my mouse settings. In order to give me the control that I want, I can't track. But that's true of all sniping builds for me in this game.
According to the schematics Isaac pulled upstairs, we can lock that tunnel door from their control center. That should keep them from being able to transport those mortars loaded with DC-62.
Lie down and die! I'm not doing too good! Setting up my turret.
Every single shot missed so far.
Crashing grenade! We're losing people.
So if you want a challenge, give this a try at some point. So rifle build, headshots only. It's not going to be a quick run.
That should keep them from getting more of those mortars.
You think closing the tunnel is smart? Fuck you! You can fuck yourself in with us. I'll make sure you lock down hard.
Going to set up a tunnel. Eat lead, agent! Armor scrap!
Hit a single headshot there.
Tossing a frag. It's too late for
That's gonna suck. It's gonna eat me alive if I can't get him down.
Who's got a line on a hostile? We lost one.
Hostile protection removed.
Good work. Go on and head back up. The team from the campus has taken position inside the memorial.
Hostile protection restored.
Curious to see how I did. I think I did adequately. I don't think that was a fantastic run from a headshot perspective.
On us, and we would have ended up like Castle. I can't tell you how relieved I am to have you on our side. Thank you. Today, we dealt a great blow.
Next time through, we're going to step it up
we confiscated a massive cache of chemical
to
weapons
challenging.
and eliminated a stronghold near the
And
campus.
whoops.
You should be proud. You saved a lot of lives today.
And go determined, basically. So we got 60 out of 69. So percentage-wise, yeah, 86.9. Hang on. So not bad. So 80, what did I say, 86.9. So call it 87% of the kills were headshot kills, which again is not bad. It's a lot. It's hard. It's not easy. But it's excellent training for going for those headshots. The advantage of using a rifle over a marksman rifle is it forces you to take those shots. Now, another way to do it would be if you had a non-determined marksman rifle. You can do the same thing. Rifle just makes it that much more challenging. So let's try this with the marksman rifle. So I don't know if this is I don't know. It's like I said, this is more or less my hotshot build with some pieces moved around. I'll actually show you that one. So Walker and Harris chain killer, 4 pieces of hotshot, and then the Araldi backpack with vigilance. So let's do the exact same thing. It's just I'm going to replace the hotshot. So this gives me 30% marksman rifle, 30% weapon handling, 30% headshot damage, and then headache, which is a fantastic talent. If I directly replace the hotshot pieces with the breaking point pieces, it should be a pretty okay build. I don't think its uptime is going to be anything. It's not going to give us the bonuses that headache give us. The hell? Why can I not tinker? Am I in combat? Give me 1 sec. Now let's just clear out the inventory real quick first. Can't help myself, gotta check. Okay. And then this one, we want headshot damage. It's one beauty of the PTS because you can quickly recalibrate and re-roll things just to see how well they perform. So what this is giving us is 25% rifle, 25% marksman rifle, 30% headshot damage, 15% weapon handling, and then on point, which in theory gives us more weapon handling and more weapon damage for the stacks. And it should refill your magazine. Now, as a direct comparison to Hotshot, which is a fantastic sniping setup. Headache. First headshot with a marksman rifle increases the next headshot by 20%. Second gives you 10% armor, and that's armor on kill until you have full armor, and then it's bonus armor to 50%. And then the third consecutive headshot refills the magazine. So even if you've got like a White Death, which is no longer the best in slot, it's now the Remington 700s. Even something like that, it completely gets rid of its biggest negative, which is its reload time. So you've just got full uptime. But we'll see how this performs as a comparison. So we do have the piece of Araldi, which is giving us marksman rifle damage, weapon handling, headshot damage, and vigilance. The chest piece is the chain killer with weapon handling, headshot damage, and headshot damage mod. Perfect headhunter. And then all of these pieces have headshot damage and headshot damage mods. So what we end up with the M870 is 1.26 million weapon damage. That is at expertise 12, I think. 17, my bad. 311 headshot damage. The secondary, oops, wrong button. Secondary, I meant to hit that button, is the Scorpio as my sort of get out of jail free card. It even has above 150% headshot damage. And then the last piece is a D50 with determined, which is a 240% headshot damage. That number of headshot damage is important for chain killer because once we're over 150% headshot damage, the max cap goes from 800 to 1250. So it just increases the amount of total damage you can do. It's very easy to hit on heroic. Like I've hit 56 million headshots in open world kind of playing around. Now for this, I do not like the digital scope. Now that is that's the reason we are at 311. I'm going to back this one off to just the 3% scope just so that I can take quicker shots and track better. So that takes it from 311 down to 269. So I've lost 45% headshot damage. It's still above the cap and it's still more than adequate. But what it does is it allows me quicker target acquisition, and you can play it slightly more run and gun with hotshot because you do have bonus armor. So this does have determined on it. This has determined on it. Scorpio has what it has. In this case, this build is running a decoy and an Achilles pulse, which is not going to be required. So what I'm going to do is switch this out. Shield's not going to help us. We don't really need the Achilles, so I'm going to go to a Revive Hive. Now, I know how this performs with hotshot, so we're going to test this directly. Same build, just different equipment, basically. The other way to play this, if you don't have this particular piece, the hotshot backpack actually is quite powerful insofar, and I don't know if I've got a piece on here. I don't. It basically, if I don't have the piece in here, I'll just explain it by comparison. Don't. So hotshot backpack talent, what it does is it allows you to miss a shot without resetting the headache cycle. So you can fluff one, so to speak, and still keep rolling with the auto reload. So it doesn't do as much damage as this, but it aids in your gameplay. This is a higher damage variant. In that case, what I do is I typically run the Punch Drunk Mask because it's got 15%, I think it's 15% headshot damage. Uh, 20% headshot damage. So that's how I would run it in that particular case. You could also run Provenance because it does have 15% headshot damage. The Gift here is an excellent alternative. It gives you headshot damage and perfect vigilance, but what this does is it gives you marksman rifle damage. So it just depends what bucket you want it in. I've never actually done the calculations to see which leads to a higher DPS. I'm going to do that afterward, and I'll report back. Probably in just as a what do you call it, community post. So I will do that afterwards and report back. All right, So enough blathering on. Let's go run that same mission again, unless you guys want to see a different mission. Or open world activity, that would be another option. But we'll run the mission just because we know what the spawns are, etc. And again, I'm going to run it this time on challenging, mostly from a testing perspective. And that's typically how I do things is I'll run it challenging until I'm really comfortable with a build. I run this on hard if I'm actually doing headshot practice. And once I'm fully confident in a build, that's when I'll start running
We need
heroic.
you to secure the memorial and remove the True Sons' forces. If they maintain this outpost, the True Sons will be a direct threat to the campus.
One thing you do have to do if after a reload is you have to wait for the crosshairs to completely stabilize, or you're gonna miss. God damn it.
Got a visual on additional hostiles in the memorial compound. They're moving south. There's a gate between you. It looks closed from here.
So
Agent, you'll need to find a
kills
way to open
quick
that gate.
doesn't give you any bonus armor. And Determined was up for most of that. Chain Killer was not. So I broke his helmet on that one. I'm going to get Determined back with a headshot. So the critical part is if you're running Determined and you've got a helmeted target, when you take that shot, you'll lose Determined. So what you want to do at that point is get Determined back, get some more, a couple more quick kills to fire up Chain Killer. And then take on the heavy again. His helmet.
All clear. I repeat, the compound is all clear.
No, that can't be all of them. Check the interior while I get Henry's people to maintain the perimeter.
So after this run, there's one more piece of gear that I want to mess with because it increases movement speed. So I'm going to try a speed run through here. And that's the new Acosta's knees. When you vault, it increases your movement speed. And there was something else, and I can't remember what the something else is.
True Sons have turned the memorial into a base. There's an area beneath you with increased security. Isaac can't access data on this
The nice thing
location.
about using the
Stay
sharpshooter
alert.
specialization
You know what
is
you're
if
walking
you
into.
need to proc chain killer in a hurry, you can use the TAC 50, because it will generally mow through most of the things that you need to kill.
You hear that? Fuck this noise. I'm dying to help with the ammo count.
DC-62 detected.
Heads up. Isaac just ID'd those shells as chemical weapons. We can't afford to let the True Sons escape with those. You gotta find a way to close up that tunnel.
The other nice thing about playing with the sharpshooter specialization, if you play it from cover, you regenerate marksman rifle ammunition.
That should keep them from being able to transport those mortars loaded with DC-62.
Throwing a frag.
That should keep them from getting more of those mortars.
You think closing the tunnel was smart? Fuck you! You locked yourself in with us. I'm gonna show you rot down there.
Oh, I'm in semi-trouble because I've lost Determined.
Removed hostile protection.
Good work. Go on and head back up. The team from the campus has taken position inside the memorial.
Hostile restored protection.
Now this will have an exaggerated headshot count because Determined, those all counted as
I know
headshots.
they would have used those weapons on us, and we would have ended up like Castle. I can't tell you how relieved I am to have you on our side. Thank you. Today, we dealt a great blow to the True Sons infrastructure. We confiscated a massive cache of chemical weapons and eliminated the stronghold near the campus. You should be proud.
Pretty decent
Saved a lot of lives
accuracy,
today.
despite the missed shots. Which is, yeah, you can see only one kill did not count as a headshot, and that's the beauty of Determined. So, it's a good gear set, but it's not what I would class as top tier for sniping. Hotshot is it's my go-to. You can also put together all red sniper builds that will actually output more damage than even Hotshot, but they don't have the abilities to keep you alive like Hotshot provides. So, like everything else, trade-offs. So we'll dump this stuff that's here. I'm going to take a quick break, and then we will come back and look at some of the other pieces that I haven't touched on yet. There's not really any additional gameplay for this one. I'll be honest, I didn't notice. So if you look under the 0.8 for the ammunition count, the head with the X through it is determined. Chain killer, when it's there, is in the same area, and then there was a green icon that showed the bar getting fuller and fuller, and I will be honest, I did not see how much uptime it had. And like a dummy, I wasn't recording this, so I will have to go back and rewatch this section of the stream. So we're about an hour and 45 in when I started the mission, so I'm going to go back and have a look through that. So this season seems to be leaning heavily into marksman rifles and rifles. So it's nice that they're putting rifles back towards the fore, because back when I started playing, your meta DPS builds usually ran an M1A or the Baker's Dozen, simply because of the amount of power that they have per individual bullet. So, you know, you'd run your DPS. As an example, when we were taking, well, that was the meta for DPS, at least for PvE. For PvP, obviously things get weird, but the pieces of gear that I haven't really touched on at this point this is the new shotgun. It's called the Overlord, so it's a KSG, 70 RPM, so it's on the slow side, but it hits hard. So it's individual pull of the trigger, but then you have to pump it, so it's a little slow. Holds 12. I would put on damage to targets out of cover, but it's got to capitulate. Hitting an enemy applies a minus 2% movement speed for each pellet hit for 5 seconds. Shooting the enemy again will reapply the stacks. So I could see this being very beneficial in PvP. If you want to slow someone down who's, you know, wiggle and waggling back and forth in front of you, probably run it with a FAMAS or something like that. You can't use another exotic, so you couldn't use the Elmo or the Ouroboros. But I could see that being of some advantage for PvE. And I don't know. It's just a KSG with a weird talent in that for something like that. And even in PvP, I don't know how much utility it's going to have. But that would be the exotic that they're introducing for the weapons. The exotic that they're introducing for the gear is the Acosta's knee pads, which gives you escape plan. So vaulting grants plus 10% movement speed for 3 seconds. And then after not moving for 5 seconds, receive a plus 20% movement speed for 5 seconds. So again, I could see this being really, really useful for something like Countdown, where you're constantly moving and running between encounters. I would throw a build on with the Acosta's knee pads just to get from A to B, because you're constantly vaulting over stuff. So you're going to get a little bit of a movement speed buff. Being applied to status effect, that's poor English, but when a status effect gets applied to you, it grants plus 10% movement speed for 5 seconds. I think. Max movement speed bonus is 20%, so the max you could get out of all of these would be 20%. The bonuses do not stack with movement speed bonuses from other sources. So if you've got other, like for example, the Lady Death, gives you a movement speed bonus. So it doesn't stack with that. There's a minus 50% movement impairment penalty from status effects. So if somebody applies something that slows you down as the player, it only has 50% of its effect against you. So I don't know exactly how that's going to work. Because what does slow you down? I mean, foam stops you dead. Shock stops you dead. I don't know what else just slows you down. Is it bleed? I don't remember. Anyway, it reduces the effect of it. So I can see these being very beneficial, again, for PvP. So it seems to me like the exotics are geared towards PvP play, whereas the gear sets and pieces seem to be more focused on rifles, marksman rifles, which to me is more PvE. So but that's me. So I'm gonna think about what I want to put together with. Like I said, I want to try and see if there's any benefit to doing a speed run kind of thing. So I'm gonna turn Hollywood off. We're gonna speed run through Lincoln Memorial on heroic and see how fast we can get through with this active. So I'm gonna take a quick break and we will be right back. All right, I am back. All right, let's see where we can go from here. So if I was to go speed running, I would typically run this build, which is Cheska backpack with unstoppable force. So I need to get kills, but it does give me additional damage. And again, if I'm killing quickly, it stacks up pretty quickly. 5 times, 5% for each stack. So that's 25% for 15 seconds in terms of a bonus. So it's basically vigilance without... Hey, Rex, welcome back. For you as well. It's basically vigilance that can't be taken away from you as long as you're getting kills. Excuse me. So that's that. I'm running a Sokolov chest with Obliterate to give me a little bit of extra SMG damage. And then 4 pieces of Hunter's Fury. On this, I think everything is rolled to crit damage. And then there are crit damage mods all the way around. So this by itself is 60% chance. It's actually, I think, 62% chance. 163% damage. Oh, I'm jealous. Although I did have ice cream today. One of the things that we have near here is it's an ice cream shop. They serve soft serve, but it's ice cream, not ice milk. So it is so rich and creamy. Anyway, my wife and I were out running errands this morning, and that's what we had for breakfast. It was a couple of large ice cream cones. Anyway, so I did have my ice cream today, but fish tacos sound wonderful. So let's see how we would fit this into this build. What we're probably going to do is lose the... Let's see which Hunter's Fury gives me more. Because I'm going to run another piece of Hunter's Fury, and I'm going to throw on the Acosta's knee pads. And there's one thing I want to show you about the knee pads that is actually kind of cool. Just before we do that, I'm going to throw this back on. And do I have another piece of Hunter's on me? No, so we may have to craft. Which again in the PTS is no biggie. Okay, so with the PTS, and I don't know if it's just the PTS or if they're planning on doing this going forward, but the Acosta's knee pad reconfigure allows you to reconfigure both attributes. Now, currently, and I have not yet done this, but this is weapon handling and explosive resistance. Let's see what we end up with on the second one. My understanding is it's always red and blue, but I don't know that for certain. So it would be really, really nice if that was armor regen and that was crit damage as an example. That would be a good roll. And then I think well, in fact it is. It's always armor. So we go back to knee pads. We go down here. Costa's knee pads and select item. What am I missing? It's bugged. Why is it asking for a ninja bike? Why? Okay, hang on.
Nice to see you, Agent.
This gives me ninja bike.
Thanks for the business.
And I apologize for all the noise. Yeah, adult breakfast, yep. What are you gonna have for breakfast? Whatever I feel like. This is, again, part of the cool part about the PTS. If you've never seen this before, it gives you everything you could possibly want. So you can actually roll a new character. And in you go. But this is a little ignorant from Noah's perspective. Now, let's see what we're missing. We got the ninja bike. Okay, so the stuff that's on the ground. It looks like I got double. Hang on. We'll do this one pile at a time. There's hunters, so we want that because we're probably going to need it. And we want... No, that's the backpack. I don't think we need any of this. Alright, let's see if this works. And see what we get. Armor regen and crit damage. Terrible rolls. But that doesn't matter. It's converting the ninja bike into a Costas. That's interesting. So we go here, here. Yeah, it should have loads. Let's just do these ones first because they're singles. That's awesome. Okay. So I got exactly what I was hoping for. So we got crit damage and armor regen, plus we got an armor core. So now, which are we going to give up? Are we going to give up Unstoppable Force and Crit Chance? This gives us an increase in the radius of the disorient for Apex Predator. And this gives us an increase in the duration of Apex Predator from 10 to 15. So that is basically amplified damage. But we're going to be killing so fast that we don't really need more time. So yes, we are going to get rid of the Cheska piece. Go hunters. We're going to turn that into crit damage. And then see if we actually need a Cheska piece in place of the Sokolov. And I'm assuming we will. Yeah. So 57,139 before mods. That one's modded. This one is not. So 57,163, 70% headshot damage with the Oreo. And we've got one armor core, which is 969k armor. And if we were to apply expertise to these pieces, we should be up to 1 million. So I'm going to set this up as if I was actually going to be, if I owned this setup. So we go to this, we go to expertise, we go to hunters. 12, it's that one. So I'm only going to take it to 12. 12 is as high as you can go without dealing with exotic components, which is where I would normally take it if it was part of my actual build. So I'm wondering if that conversion to the Accost is because it's not a reconfigure. I'm assuming that that is a bug, not a feature. Now, I've got loads of exotic components because I am in the PTS. Like, that's just a silly amount, and I can go get more. I wouldn't have that in reality. So those are all 12s. And then the other piece was the knees, which is the new exotic knees, which should be right here. There they are. So again, I'm going to take those up to 12 as well. And again, that should give me 1 million armor even. Interesting. I've not had, I had a Delta earlier. I've not had any crashes. What I have had is a blank screen, which if you just press and hold down escape goes away. That's all I've had. I haven't had any crashes yet, Rex. By the way, I'm going to move myself into one of the other group rooms if you want to join me. Because I don't think you can join the room that I'm in currently. So yeah, 1 million armor, and the actual dollar value, well, it's just about exactly 1 million armor. So it does give you some additional survivability. That's at my risk. Yeah, fair enough. So I'm going to pop myself into group 2. So that's the build we're going to run. We're probably down a little bit on damage, but again, we should be killing so quickly. I'm just curious how much additional run speed it gives us as a bonus. Hey, Max. How's it going, bud? Hey, Rex.
Greeting.
And salutations.
Yeah, I don't know if my game just didn't like the sound. Ding it, ding it, ding it, ding it, ding it.
Yeah.
I about crashed.
Yeah. Which cache was that, by the way?
It was the purple one, because I know it gives you all the maps and stuff.
Yeah.
But then it gave me everything else. Okay, good. I don't have to do it again.
We need you to secure the memorial and remove the True Sons forces. If they maintain this outpost, the True Sons will be a direct threat to the campus.
You! I see you!
Yeah, I'm down a fair ways on killing power with this. A lot more.
Agent killed.
That was, yeah. I have to rethink this. Right, it's Hollywood.
Let's see you run now.
Got a visual on additional hostiles in the memorial compound.
Yeah, too bad there's not a
They're
way
moving
to
south.
be like, yeah,
There's a
let
gate
me
between
mail
you.
this to my
It looks closed from here.
regular character.
Agent, you'll need to find
Right?
a way to open that gate.
Oh yeah, I forgot I had that pulse on there as well.
What was that?
Yeah, I'm gonna get dropped.
Immediate medical assistance needed. Agent.
Yeah, that might be a moment because I'm like thinking way outside the box.
So let's shake this up. Let's see if I can give myself a little more horsepower here. I'm gonna press every button except the one I want.
Oh, oh. Hmm. Seriously, Ethan. Ethan. Minding your own business. Ethan, the mighty NPC, just comes through and pushes you out of the way.
Now, is this gunner? It's gunner, so at least I still have some armor on kill. I'm gonna die right here.
Got a visual on additional hostiles in the memorial compound. They're moving south. There's a gate between
I keep forgetting I've got Hollywood
It looks
active.
closed from here.
Agent, you'll need to find a way to open that gate.
I'm doing a lot of vaulting, which is not, or I'm not doing any vaulting, which is not helping.
Serious trauma detected.
Damn it.
Detected. Heavy ammunition.
I can also tell I'm getting fatigued because I'm starting to play very sloppily.
Protected hostile restored.
Glad this isn't an actual speed run for me. Jesus fucking Christ.
Enemy on our flank.
Serious trauma detected.
Hit him again. Now, answer me.
All clear. I repeat, the compound is all clear.
No, that can't be all of them. Check the interior while I get Henry's people to maintain the perimeter.
Black, it's going. There's a couple pieces that are okay. The rifle pieces, the brand sets, like a 2-piece, actually does add to a rifle build. The gear set is meh. This one is meh. I'll show it to you in just a second here.
For the truth!
And it doesn't help that I'm really tired, so I'm playing very poorly. And I know I'm making excuses, or at least it sounds like I'm making excuses.
Back me up!
Yeah.
But came home from work last night. Well, flew home from work, so flew home from Toronto. We landed here at, I think it was 2:30.
Have turned the memorial into a base.
Got home around 3, quarter after 3, and my body clock woke me up at
Isaac
6:30.
can't access data on this location.
Yep.
So
Stay alert. I don't know what you're
short
walking
night,
into.
long day. But Black, you know, it's like anything. It's testing. It's at this point, it's, you know, looking for bugs, looking for things that work, that don't work, providing feedback, and hopefully they get balanced so that they're usable by the time they go live. And I'm really hoping they do a 2-phase PTS, because this
DC-62
is,
Heads up.
I hate to say it,
Isaac
but it's
just ID'd
pretty
those
near
shells as
the
chemical
most
weapons.
underwhelming
Can't afford to let the truth
set of
escape with
gear
those.
that I've seen
You gotta find a way
since
to
I've
close
been
up that
playing the
tunnel.
game.
Yep. I agree with that.
And I know I'm not playing this piece correctly, but it gives you a movement speed bonus when you vault. It gives you a movement speed bonus when you come out of cover. And I'm doing not a whole lot of either. So here's what we're testing out right now, Black. This is the Acosta's knee pads, which are the new exotic knee pads. These are re-rollable. I forget what I had on the initial, but ended up with armor regen and crit damage, which is not the end of the world. They're not bad, but it seems like it always rolls red blue. So you kind of have to, and you're rolling both. So it's luck of the, I got this on my first roll. Now, what I think is a bug, and I don't know if definitively, is I had to convert a set of Ninja Bike knee pads into the Acosta's knee pads. It wouldn't accept the Acosta's that I already had in my inventory, and I believe that is probably a bug. The shotties are not bad. There's two of them, like glue. So this is a Super 90, and this is the Talon. It gives you amp damage based on the pellets that hit. I don't know if this stacks, though, because it doesn't say. I assume that it does, but I don't know, because it doesn't, again, the card doesn't give you a full set of information. So I doubt that it doesn't stack, because it's only, as long as 4 pellets hit, you get 1% amplified damage for the next shot with each pellet. But I can't see them only giving you up to 8% amp damage, assuming all pellets hit. I would think it would have to stack. Anyway, the variant on this one is the Super 90, and the other variant is called the Thorn, and it's been based on the M870. These ones I've played briefly with. I ran the light glue as a backup earlier to a rifle build, and it does a really good job. Dell, how's it going, bud? And then the exotic shoddy, I can see some. This is the talent. I'll let you read it. It's called Calculate. So it gives you, it puts a debuff on your enemy, and it decreases their movement speed. So I don't see a whole, and it's a KSG. I don't see a whole lot of utility for it. Maybe in PvP, maybe if you want to slow someone down who's wagging back and forth in front of you doing while they're reloading, maybe. But you have to give up your other exotic slot, which means no Elmo or no Oro. Yeah. Thorn might, yeah, it might be. Again, I am not going to go into PvP because I don't play it enough. I suck at PvP. So, but yeah, this one I think rolled a D-Talk. I think that would be an awesome choice in PvE. Either or. You can see if you can get them all the way up to expertise 26, this is not a shotgun build, and you can see this one's at 1.6 and this is at 1.1. Higher fire rate, bigger mag, or no, I guess same size mag. But yeah, Dell, I'm playing in the PTS. I don't know, like it's leaning into rifles primarily. So let's finish this speed run, and then I'll sort of review what I've played with. I haven't saved any builds because I didn't feel the need to at this point.
According to the schematics Isaac pulled upstairs, we can lock that tunnel door from their control center. That should keep them from being able to transport those mortars loaded with DC-62.
Spread out.
You want this? This is it.
I forgot to keep my stacks up.
Engaging target.
Okay. Digging it.
What's that?
So I did, I have to use a ninja bike, but Ziawaka, great, another set I can't pronounce.
Yeah, exactly. The zoo set?
Yeah, okay, there you go. Do that. So got the full magazine size rifle damage weapon handling. Plus I noticed that the gloves have the weapon handling. So that and that. I don't like the compound 10 piece. But anyway, and then 4 piece of the breaking point with the merciless. And
Okay.
it is not bouncing at all. I'm able to do binary trigger
Very cool.
easily.
I didn't try it with the merciless.
That was one of my 2 ideas this morning. I was like, oh, merciless! Look at all that weapon handling.
Yeah.
That should keep them from
So
getting
that
more
was
of
with
those
the
mortars.
gear set pieces?
Yeah. Can I jump in on you?
Yeah,
Or are you doing
absolutely.
a speed run?
No, I wouldn't call this a speed run.
No,
You
no.
have been promoted to group leader.
That's one thing. There's a lot of cool looking exotics that are just nobody uses them because there's nothing to go with them. And I think that's what they actually need to focus on.
Jesus.
Immediate medical assistance needed. Agent down.
Anyway,
I'll get here in a second.
Serious trauma detected. Hostile restored protection.
Good work. Go on ahead, back up. The team from the campus is taking
Yeah, it's
position inside the
very
memorial.
underpowered still, but no bounce on it.
nice.
I've always liked the idea of the merciless, but not any practical application.
The one piece I didn't try earlier with when I had the rifle build on was
If you hadn't stopped
the
them,
Ravenous.
I know they would have used those weapons on
Mhm.
us, and we would have ended up like Castle. I can't tell you how relieved I am to have you on our side. Thank you.
You're not wrong, Del. Not wrong at all.
Today, we dealt a great blow to the True Sun's infrastructure.
So
We
what was my
confiscated
speed
a
run time?
massive
It's like
cache of
45
chemical
minutes.
weapons and eliminated the Soviet-
2 wipes.
You should be proud.
Speed run.
You saved a lot of lives today.
It is. Okay, so I'm gonna shoot at this pillar. And you can see the bounce on the merciless, and you're gonna stand back. Pillar on the right.
Wow. So yeah, 1833 speed run. No, I'm not using anything that helps with Hollywood, so just sort of barebacking it. Or it's barebacking me, one of those. Anyway, moving right along. Yep. Yep. Absolutely, Del. So, like I said, this, I think it has potential. I'm playing it poorly because I was not vaulting. I wasn't getting the speed bonuses. And, you know, the reality is you're giving up, the way I had to put this together, you know, I'm giving up extra damage, basically. In terms of, you know, the opportunity to run coyotes or a grupo piece or so. But the rifle build. So what I ended up doing is I took my normal headshot or hotshot build and replaced it with the breaking point pieces. And it wasn't bad on a determined build, but let's try it out on Merciless. Pretty sure I have one. Nope. All right, there's a way around that.
Hello there.
Hopefully this doesn't crash. And prepare for a lot of noise. what they actually need to do is they need to play this game. And I know some of them do, but I don't think they play it like we play this game.
Right. Agreed.
The back, that's an assault rifle. Diamondback's a rifle. We could try that, but we're going to try the Merciless. Ruthless is the same thing with a different skin, right?
I believe so, yeah. Well, I thought I had an ATS 12 in my dash, but I don't. I think I'm saying that right. Yeah.
What's the expertise on yours that you're running it at?
Well, my Merciless is efficiency 2.
Okay.
Yeah, I could probably level that up, huh?
No, it's a marksman rifle, dummy. Or no, it's not. The hell is it?
Yeah, the Diamondback?
No, the Merciless. It's a rifle.
Oh, Merciless. Yeah, he's got the Ruthless here and Ravenous and Vindicator. The heck? Why is the Merciless not on here? Oh, it's just under Ruthless on the.
Well, yes. So.
Oh, here it is. Okay, you click. All right, that makes sense. Okay.
So I'm just going to take it up to 15, which is pretty standard of the guns that I run on a regular basis. I made a cursed build. Okay, let's hear about it. That'd be kind of cool. I'm just reading back up through talking about Helldivers there, Del. Or a wheel where you could say, okay, I want, this number, and this is how many mats it's going to cost me to do it, instead of having to do it one at a time. And the reason I'm just blasting through and deleting stuff is I don't get to keep it anyway. I mentioned this at the start. When you're playing the PTS, the game takes a snapshot of what your character has and the mats that you have. At least I think it's the mats as well. And certainly the exotic components. You don't get to keep all the exotic components that you farm while you're in here. So anyway, long and short of it is if you have the space, you're almost better off building a brand new character, taking it through Warlords, so to speak, and then just playing it and then deleting the character when you're done. It's a lot simpler in some ways, but regardless. Yeah, so this is, let's go over it real quick. So my hotshot build, I'm running the normal Araldi or an Araldi backpack with Vigilance. I'm running the Chain Killer chest piece with weapon handling, headshot damage, and a headshot damage mod. That gives us perfect headhunter. And then I normally run 4 pieces of hotshot, and that needs a headshot damage mod. I think we all know what hotshot brings to the table. It's my favorite sniping gear set. What this one gives us is 25% rifle damage, 25% marksman rifle damage for the 2-piece. For the 3-piece, it's 30% headshot, 15% weapon handling, and then on point, Hitting a shot with a rifle or MMR grants a stack. Max stack is equal to the weapon's magazine size. Reloading will grant a 2% weapon handling and a 2% weapon damage per stack for 10 seconds. No stacks are required while the bonuses are active. So for that 10-second period, you're not picking up more stacks. When the timer runs out, it will refill your magazine. Switching weapons while the bonuses are active will stop the effect and refill your magazine. Switching weapons while the bonuses are not active will remove all stacks and refill your magazine. So, interesting. Interesting. I'd have to see that in play. That sounds very, very, very interesting. Yeah, a lot of Borderlands vibes. You're Salvador. So let's take this down to the range real quick. Hey, Tank.
Greetings.
Hey, what's up, fellas?
Just running a little bit of the PTS. I just did a stellar 18-minute speed run.
Yeah, I was watching.
With Golden Bullet, I've done that in 5 minutes and a bit.
Nice.
So.
Download the PTS tank.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, I usually don't.
Yeah. Are you playing it now?
Yeah, I saw some stuff in there and had ideas this morning. So I downloaded it. And it's up to you. The one build I had had no merciless, had no kick. But to play with it a little bit more.
Yeah.
It's actually not bad DPS.
Yeah.
Once you remember how to do the trigger with it. So, yeah, it's actually not too bad. Oh, I never thought about that.
Booster?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeesh. 3.5 crit million, or 3.5 million crit hit with the booster. Oh crap, that was... Yeah, it's every time the new sets come out, I'm like, okay, let's try all this other stuff that currently isn't used. If it makes any sense.
I'm hitting 13, 14 million DPS. Now, mind you, the world's on challenging, so that's not any screaming hell, but
Yeah, then you got, then you got the differences between like the shooting range and then being
yeah,
out in the rest of the world.
exactly.
That's all fine and good. I can sit here in my booster hive and just do things, but yeah.
All right, let's go run a mission.
I'll drop in a little bit later, guys.
All right,
Catch up
bud.
with. Yep. See you.
All right.
Thanks, Tank. What do you have a preference on missions?
Nope.
Name one other than Lincoln Memorial.
Drivers. What? I don't know. Let's see here. Yeah, you do space administration.
Sure.
Why not? I was want to do an ACS 12 and do that new shotgun talent on it with strikers.
Oh yeah. Oh. I never thought about that.
Yeah, I got all sorts of good ideas, regardless of what my wife says. Or maybe even with Hunter's Fury, you can get a little survivability with it.
Yep. Challenging or heroic?
You do heroic, whatever. Or real life.
Here we go.
If we want to get Isaac back online across the country, we need to reconnect the local system to the satellite network. We should be able to do that at the NOAA headquarters building.
Get to the control room. I can walk you through the process from
Hostile protection. Detected. Heavy munitions.
What's up?
Oh, I am down.
Protection restored.
All right, well, that didn't take long.
Agent out of action.
I wasn't paying attention. I was getting tagged.
Ah.
Thank you, sir. Healing.
RPG. Man, that was close.
Detected. Heavy ammunition. Serious trauma detected. Hostile protection restored.
Yeah, it's not doing much for damage.
No. No, I don't think they removed the health gate. I think I was just being stupid.
the control room is at the top of the atrium.
Okay. Ready to introduce a little chaos.
Radio intercepted.
Nice.
It's the division! Sound the alarm!
I've got glass cannon. I'll go upstairs.
Oh, it's a heavy.
Removed hostile protection. Vital signs
That's not
critical.
good.
Hostile protection restored.
That had a fairly high suck factor.
Pretty good pucker factor as well.
Yeah.
Detected. Heavy munitions.
Yeah, this just does not have the DPS you need
Yeah.
to keep you from getting in trouble. Or to keep you out of trouble.
Yeah, I don't think it would work very well in a group environment. But I'm okay with a build not doing a lot of damage if it can be assisting the others,
Yeah.
like my flame turret build. Oh man, I must drop something. Nope. Yep. I got rid of something I needed. Okay. Oh, that's what we're finding here.
Heads up. I'm seeing hostile movement on the roof.
So with the Remington 700 with the Determined, it's actually not too bad. This build, but with the Merciless, it was like, it was very meh.
Yeah.
The one thing I am going to change on this is getting rid of the high mag scope. Just because that it does not shoot my personal playstyle.
Yeah. There we go.
Really? Apparently I have lost it determined.
I've set the coordinates for the dishes through Isaac. It shouldn't take too long to align them. You're still gonna have to adjust each dish, but this will speed up the process.
Get out of here. No, I don't want to. Ah.
Take it out.
Red for sniper.
Come on.
Satellites aligned and clear for transmission. Signal is insufficient.
Did I mention I hate
So
sniper
far,
builds?
so good. Now we just gotta
Mm,
find
you and me
transmitter
both.
signal.
They're dead. Guess you weren't coming. Incapacitating target. Come on.
Mostly because of the way they move in this game.
Yeah.
That would be cool, Dell.
Really? Where do you get me up?
Hang on for 1 second here. I'm gonna put the
Yeah.
mod back or the digital scope back on this one for this room. Yep,
Alright, I'm ready.
good to go. That figures.
I'm gonna kill you.
We did a
We should be able to extract the radio once it's
legendary
stopped.
run yesterday, and all of us were running drone and turret at with Roosevelt.
Wow.
Glorious.
Really?
Stay right there. Man down. I'm taking a beating.
Some better shots there.
Yeah, you're doing pretty good.
Yeah, my panic usually sets in when I lose determined. I far prefer hotshot.
Mm.
Yeah, I've lost determined. That was close.
That was pretty cool.
I can't stand the jinking around that they do.
Yeah.
Because it's not realistic the way human beings actually run. Not that I would expect such from a game, but you know what I mean.
Yeah. Okay.
This will extract the transmitter from the module and connect it to the rest of the facility. Then we can link up with the division satellites.
Agent, are you all right? Sounds like you've got company.
Removed hostile personnel.
Nice.
Hostile protection restored.
I always go too far within trying to anticipate which way they're going to turn.
Oh, yeah.
The barrier for cover.
And if I speed my mouse up, it's going to get way too jerky.
Yeah.
Now bleed out. Damn the
Going to set any time records, but that wasn't too bad.
Satellite network is back online. I'll send a team to secure the transmitter.
Yeah,
and
that's all right.
safekeep it. Good work, Agent.
Yep. So, I wouldn't go so far as to call, this a steaming pile, but I see nothing in here that's going to shake up or change the meta.
No. I don't think so either.
So, this is the first time, I think I said this earlier, it's the first time in a really, really long time where there's nothing in here that is like, ooh, that looks really cool. It's just kind of, there's a couple pieces that I could add to a build, but yeah. So I have to say, on balance, I'm slightly disappointed. I think is probably the best way to word it. So There's some stuff in here that's, I think, going to enhance some builds, but it's not. They're not meta builds. They're off meta builds, and it will enhance them slightly.
Yeah, they just needed to do the classified set like they did from Division 1.
What was that?
They just need to do the classified sets like they did from Division 1.
That would be awesome. Being able to stick 6 pieces of something on here to get another bonus, that would be wicked.
And then, multiple exotics, just like you can in Division 1 as well.
Yep.
So I think they're a little too worried about balance. I mean, balance is important, but a little bit of unbalance is also fun.
Absolutely.
And I think they're worried too much about balance.
Yeah. Basically what we have right now, and I do not want them to alter or nerf strikers. I think you have to kind of, and again, I don't want them to get into power creep, where you're balancing everything up to strikers. But there needs to be something that rivals it in terms of utility for a DPS play. Well, the reality is with strikers, you can kill. Generally speaking, you can kill so fast that you don't need to worry as much about your defense as you do about having a wicked offense. And I don't see anything, like I said, there's nothing in this that is doing anything to counteract that meta or shift the meta to something slightly different. So,
All right. Well, I think I've seen enough.
Yep, as have I. So I'm also fading hard. My 3.5-ish hours of sleep last night wore off about 6 hours ago. So
yeah,
I'm going to call this a wrap for me. I think I played with everything. The other pieces that I didn't really talk about on here. This one shows potential. So this is the new Zwiadauka, I guess. We're just calling it Zoo because of the last couple of letters. But this gives you this does help some of the rifle builds that I put together or headshot builds that I put together, especially if you're building a red build. It gives you bigger magazine size. 2 pieces gives you 20% rifle damage, and this gives you 15% weapon handling. The 2-piece bonus seems to be the sweet spot, at least with the playing that I did with it. With this at the start, I was using a baker's dozen, and I'll be honest, I'd actually have to go back and look at the stream. I don't remember what the build was. Yeah, I think it was 2 pieces Providence, 1 piece of Grupo. Because I was leaning into more crit damage than I was for headshot damage, just using the baker's dozen as a slow firing assault rifle, basically. And originally I didn't have it rolled to headshot damage. I had it rolled to crit damage, I believe. So basically, more or less, took an all red DPS build and swapped in 2 pieces of the zoo gear, and honestly, it did enhance the build, but again, it's not a meta build. I think it might be useful for raids as your DPS build, especially if you want to run a rifle. But yeah.
Thanks, Meat. I'm out.
All right, bud. You have a great night.
You as well.
So, like I said, Roger. I'm going to wrap at this point. The Zwiadauka, or Zoo, whatever you want to call it. It's, of all of it, has the most promise, which is disappointing because I like gear sets. And I like pushing myself into gear set builds, but this actually shows some promise for an all-red build. What I did at the start of this is I was running on challenging because I didn't know how hard I could push the builds. Let's see if I can rebuild it real quick and just show you what it was. So it was a baker's dozen. I was running that. I think I threw on Regulus, but I'm not positive. It was... that mask, those gloves. Pretty sure it was the gift. And I don't remember what I ran for a chest. Let's say it was the sacrifice. I think that was Grupo, and this was Fox. Does that make sense? Yeah, I think that was it. And like I said, it was all rolled crit, double crit. I think I had this one a chance. Yeah, that looks right. We're very close. Yep, I think this is how I had it. I think I had one more crit chance on here, but I don't recall where it was. So 55.9 chance, 161 damage, 110 headshot damage with a baker's dozen. So I think this is what I had. Again, I'm going to have to go back and look, but it's 2 pieces of Providence, which is headshot damage and crit chance. You could get away with running 1 piece of Providence for the headshot and then Cheska Grupo, which is what you see here. If you don't have the Grupo, you can run an additional piece of Providence, which I don't have, which is why I ended up running the Grupo piece. But everything's double crit. I think that's how I had it put together. But it was a reasonably decent build. That's where the other crit chance piece came from. That was reload speed, and that one was crit chance. There it is. So 60% chance. No, hang on. I know what it was. Give me a sec. There it is. So with a perfect mod, it would be 60% chance, 173% damage, 110 headshot damage. And this actually hits pretty decently. When I ran it through Lincoln Memorial on challenging, no wipes, clean run, 79 kills, and it was 1 billion damage. Did the exact same run with a standard all-red build, so Coyotes and Contractor's Gloves. It was, I think, 400k or 400 million damage. So, because I was hitting more headshots with this build because of the extra weapon handling that's on it. So, this does show some promise with the 2-piece. So, again, food for thought. And that was a shield. So that was the build, and then this was a Revive Hive. So that's how I had it set up for that run. And then I actually did pull out the light glue because this hits quite hard with this build. And it two-shot most targets that you then end up directly in front of you. So, and the way that I've got this modded out is basically all toward reload speed. So weapon handling with the reflex sight, and then 2 reload speed mods in the gun itself, just to minimize your downtime. So of all of the things that I've seen, a 2-piece with the gloves, because that's your named piece, seemed about the best. There is and I don't know if I still have it, there is a new named piece. Yeah, I don't have it. Yeah. Anyway, I'm starting to babble because I'm falling asleep at my keyboard. But PTS, what I'm hoping, and that's the thing about the PTS, is this isn't the end state of how everything's going to be. After everybody's feedback in the play, for playing with it, they will rebalance things. So as a first stab at this, there are glimmers of promise, but they're just glimmers. If they were to launch with this, it would be like, I'm just going to keep running what I've always run. But we'll see. I'm hoping that they do a 2-phase PTS. I don't know if they've planned on that. I really, truly don't. I've been away at work all week, and I'd like, had it not been for ISO letting me know yesterday that the PTS was happening, I had no idea. Completely lost touch with all this sort of stuff. But anyway, that's enough PTS talk for tonight. So tomorrow night, we are streaming again live tomorrow night. It's going to be Rex from Northwest Casual, Tank, Treadstone, and then I think it's 5 and 3. So 5 from Delta, and 3 from Northwest Tactical. We are going to clear Iron Horse tomorrow night. At least that's the plan. We've been working toward this for 3 Saturdays in a row. First week we got as far as Pfizer, got stymied there, went back, reevaluated, figured out some better builds, some better strategies, got some excellent tips and tricks from Robbo. And it's Robbo3639. If you haven't watched his channel, he is an amazing asset to the community as a whole. Just a phenomenal individual. He does raid carries, raid, exactly. So again, if you haven't watched his channel, it's Robbo3639, and go send some love his way. He absolutely deserves it. So between us figuring things out, a couple of pointers from him, week 2, we were able to clear Pfizer. And we got through, it took us, I don't remember if it was 5 or 6 tries, but we actually cleared the furnace room. We defeated Williams. That was a slog. We got all the way to the end, and then it's like, none of us had done any reading on the final boss, so I'm not certain of all the mechanics. So we basically just called it a night at that point. We had a meeting before the stream tonight, which was why I was on about an hour earlier than usual, or later than usual. Figured out roles, assignments, all of that stuff for the final room. So I'm as confident as I can be that we are going to get a clear tomorrow night for the first time as a group on Iron Horse. Some of us have cleared it before in other groups, but as I've said on the stream, or the raid streams, my understanding of the raid was park in front of that door, shoot ads, don't die. Which, yeah, you get through it, and it's a great way to get the exotics, but you don't really understand the mechanics. There's nothing like setting yourself a challenge with a group of friends and picking away at it, because you learn, you figure it out, and you remember it. And that's the big part, is it becomes ingrained. So that's the plan for tomorrow night. We'll be on at 6 Eastern, which is the usual time. We're going to dive straight into Iron Horse. And at the end of this, pay attention to Carl. He had gotten 1 clear before, so he unlocked the projects. He did that. I don't know if it was with GC Rock or if it was with Tuxedo, but on one of the big community servers, he got it clear. So he had unlocked the Foundry Bulwark project. And the Future Initiative project. So he had enough componentry after the runs that we've done the last 2 weeks to complete those 2 projects, which unlocks the Regulus project. So for him, for every boss clear, he's going to get an exotic drop. Once we get through it, defeat Morozova, he will have all the pieces that he needs, assuming that he has a Magnum, that he'll be able to craft his Regulus, which is awesome. So looking forward to that, and looking forward to pulling I'm hoping a couple to Ravenous out of the chest at the other end. So if you're around, we'll be here. Like I said, starting at 6 Eastern, we're going to work our way through the... yeah, not tonight, dude. Yeah, like I said, I don't think it's a matter of luck. I think it's a matter of perseverance. We're going to clear the raid tomorrow night. So hopefully I'll see you there. And then back to my normal my normal streaming schedule. Tuesday will be Division 2. Thursday next week will be back to Division 1, and then rinse and repeat. So at this point, I'm going to sign off instead of speed babbling at you guys. I hope to see you tomorrow night. If we don't, hope you have a great weekend, and we will catch you in the next stream. Take care, everybody.